Hey everybody, so I'm here for month 5. Believe it or not, next month you'll be halfway there. And we're gonna go, the first video as always will be our cutting video and explaining the fabrics. And then there will be a new skill building video this month on how to do quarter square triangles. And then the assembly is pretty easy. I picked a pretty easy block for you. It is basically like an Ohio star. Since we had a hard one last month, I thought it would be good to do a more simple one this month. So let's go through the fabrics first. So in the editor, this is going to be your light number 1, which we've been using on every block. This is a new fabric that we haven't used yet. This is light number 2. It looks really pretty in the block. This is print number 1, which again we use every month, and this month this is print number 2. So that's edited. We only have 4 fabrics this month. In the Allison glass, I have a little bit bigger pieces, but this is light number 1, which again we use every month. Light number 2 is going to be the gray, which we've used quite a bit. It goes this way. Then print number 1 is going to be this fun yellow, and print number 2 is going to be this bright pink to go with it. And this goes really well with the month 1 block. We used this fabric in there. Now the crescendo, our light number 1 is, again, we've used it every month, so it is kind of fun. It's the one that's the swirly. Light number 2 is this real fun one with the stars. Then print number 1 is one we use every month, the focus fabric. And then print number 2, there's actually only in the Amanda Murphy kit, you have 2 pieces. I cut this one a little short. It really should look like this. So you're going to have the long piece, and then you just need a 1.5 inch square out of this one. So you'll have 2 pieces, and that's print number 2. And you'll see why when you go to cut it that you'll come up a little short for that last cut. Okay? So this month I'm going to cut the Edita kit. So we're going to take for print number 1, and Michelle's going to focus down for us. We're going to take and put the fabrics on here horizontally. Okay, so we want the long one going this way. Then we're going to just clean cut one edge, right? I'm not lining anything up around, just cutting that edge. Then I'm going to turn it over, and the first thing I need to do is I need to make 2 3.5 inch cuts. So if I do this, here's my 3.5, and now I'm using this line to make sure that I've got a good 3.5 inch. So there's 1, and then I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do 2. All right. Now I need 4.25 inch strip. So I'm going to flip this back around and find my 4, and there's my quarter, and I'm lining that up so that it's nice and straight, 4.25. And then I need a 1.5 inch strip. Okay, so I'm going to line that up, and I've got 1.5, and I have this extra. Okay, now for the 3.5 inch strips, I'm going to stack them, and I'm going to subcut them into 2 3.5 inch strips. Or squares, I'm sorry. You can use your square ruler to do this, or I'm going to just continue to use this one. I got it clean cut. Now I'm going to find my 3.5 inch line, and I'm going to make sure that this line is straight, this one is straight, and then the lines up here are straight. So now I know that's square, and I can cut that one, and then I can cut this one. I'm looking, I've got all 3 lined up, they're square. So there's my 4 3.5 inch squares. Put them up here so you guys can see them. Now this is the one I cut in 4.25. So I need a 4.25 inch square. So I'm going to clean cut that. And now I should be able to find my 4.25 inch line, and I'm looking right there. This is 4. This is a quarter. Get it straight. This is straight. This is straight. This is straight. I'm looking really good. I hope that didn't move. There's my 4 1/4. Okay, now this is extra. I could have had you cut the rest of this out of here, but I was afraid that would be too confusing. So I need a 1 1/2 inch strip, which I cut, and we are going to, this one, we are going to cut a 3 1/2 inch piece, and you don't have to clean cut this one because we are strip piecing this. So it can be rough. It's going to be bigger than it needs to be. So I'm just going to kind of roughly, and I need 1 1/2 by 3 1/2, okay? And then I need 2 1 1/2 inch squares. Now if you got the crescendo, as soon as you cut that first one, you're going to find out you don't have enough fabric to get a second 1 1/2 inch square. And so I'm going to cut that. That's where that extra little piece comes in. So I have a 3 1/2, a 1 1/2. So let me do this. 4 3 1/2 inch squares, a 4 1/4 inch square, a 1 1/2 by 3 1/2, and 2 1 1/2 inch squares. And then this you want to put in your bank because you may make a bad cut at some point, and this gives you a nice big piece that you can use if that happens. Okay? Light number 2. Again, we just need to cut this into a 4 1/4 inch square. And all I'm going to do is clean cut one edge. If I had a square ruler, I would probably use my square ruler and center it so I could cut all the way around. But I am going to now use this clean cut edge and get my 4 1/4 on there. Okay, so now I have opposite sides straight. Now I'm going to go this direction, and it's important that I have this straight and this straight. And now I've got 3 sides all fixed, so now I'm going to line this up and find my 4 1/4. Oops. This way. 4 1/4. 1 2 3 4 1/4. Got it here, I've got it here, and I've got it there. Looks like I'm good. And now I have a nice 4 1/4 inch square, and I'm going to put it with that one because those are going to be matched together when we sew. Okay? So now we're going to take print number 1, and this has to be cut into 2 4 1/4 inch squares that are going to go with these. So I'm going to start by clean cutting one long edge. And again, a square ruler might make this a little faster. I'm going to take this and measure over 4 1/4 on the whole length. Okay, so I've got this lined up. So now this is 4 1/4 inches this way. I need to get 2 4 1/4 inch squares. So I'm going to use my straight line on my ruler, make sure it's 4 1/4, and clean cut this edge. And now I can measure in and do 2 4 1/4 inch squares. So I'm looking, and adjusting here, here, and here, that everything's at 4 1/4, and it is. So there's 1, okay, and here comes number 2. Checking here, here, and here, and we're looking real good. And there's 2. Okay, so that's print number 2. Print number 1. Print number 2 is this one right here, and this is easy. We need 2 3 1/2 inch pieces, and we need 1 1 1/2 inch. Okay. So I'm going to clean cut it, move it over to 1 1/2, and actually this is the one in crescendo that was cut short. Your backgrounds are fine. Okay, and again, the 3 1/2 is going to be strip piece, so I really don't have to worry about getting that exact. That's 4 1/2, Laurie. Don't want to make a mistake right in front of you. So I need 3.5, 3.5, and 1.5. There's 3.5. There is 3.5. And now I need a 1.5 inch square. And I never cut the strip down to 1.5. So that's 1.5. I need to flip it this way and make that 1.5. And then I realized I didn't cut these to 1.5 first, so I'm just going to line that up on my straight line, do 1.5, and do the same thing here, 1.5. See, even if you get out of order, you're usually safe.
Just pressed your little 1.5 square.
I did. Here we go. Okay, so cutting wise, these are going to be left the same. We're going to be pairing these up like this, which to make our quarter square triangles, which you're going to see here in the skill video. You also on your instruction sheet have information right here on how to do quarter square triangles. These two are going to be sewn on each side of these to make our center 4 patch, and then this is going to get sewn to this to make that center 4 patch. And those are the units of your block. You can see it's not too difficult this month, but we're going to stop the cutting video here, and we're going to go back and we're going to do the skill video for quarter square triangles, and then we'll put it all together for you.